So kind. Really, Hashem is kind. We're dedicating the Shiur לרפואה שלמה for the תינוק בן עדן רחל. And also לרפואה שלמה אבך ושמחה בת יעקב לעילוי נשמת לעילוי נשמת שלמה בן משה מרדכי בהצלחה ויוחנן בן לאון וגם עליית ארץ ישראל תנחמן בן ציון בן אודליה הודיה תואר נתן שלמה בן אודליה הודיה תואר הצלחת יוסף בן דוד לעילוי נשמת שושנה בת נתן דוד לעילוי נשמת יהודה בן הלל רפואה שלמה לרפאל שחר בן זהבית לימור בת זהבית יוסף בן זהבית הצלחה למצוא דירה
it worked last time.
זהבית בת רוחמה רחל ואהרון בן יהודית שיש להם בית רפואה דוד מאיר בן שרה יפה איתי בן אברהם הצלחה יהוד ישראל יעקב בן דבורה No, it's not Pesach. You know, Rabbi Nachman in Breslev said that us, we cannot see how nice Hashem is, how kind Hashem is. But we should count on Him when He's telling us that Hashem is nice, that really Hashem is very nice. So we have someone to count on. Likutei Moharan, Torah Lamed Chet, part Dalet. Tikkun Hadibur, if a person wants to fix his words, his mouth, his power of speech, ועל ידי התורה שלומדין בצר לאדם בעניות ובדחקות. It's by the Torah שלומדין that they're teaching בצר לאדם when it's hard for the person בעניות ובדחקות when he's all stress and poor שהוא בחינת לילה that it's in the aspect of a night. It's written Torah shebe'af hi shamda li, the Torah that I learned when there were judgments, angers. That's the Torah that stood up for me. Once I came to Rav Shalom and I told him that I'm not learning almost at all. I'm teaching Baruch Hashem, thank God, almost every day. And except of that, I meet people, I'm running for the Emuna Center, I'm doing things all day long, and for people I'm meeting and helping with my wife and children, so life is full. So, except of that class that we're sitting and learning, so usually I'm learning a little bit more halachot every day, because Rabbeinu said, you're not allowed to have a day without learning halachot. And also I read Mishnayot, and I also think Mishnayot, and I also read Likutei Tfilot. That's my limud. So I came once to Rav Shalom and told him, that's it, that's what I'm going to have. There's so much more Torah to learn. So he told me that verse, Torah shebe'af hi shamda li, the Torah that I learned when there were judgments, when it was hard, that is the Torah that is standing for you forever. If you learn out of wealth, when everything is nice for you and settled and mamash, so which reward you're going to have based on that Torah? The reward you receive kifum tsa'ara agra. The reward, the sachar, is corresponding to the effort, to the suffering that you put. So if you weren't suffering, it means you haven't sacrificed and dedicated from your time and put an effort to wake up to come to the Shiur and to make that distance. So also I read once that tzaddikim, there's a big question on the tzaddikim, how they're going to be rewarded to the world to come on the Torah that they learned. Because when they learn the Torah, they enjoy learning it because they love the Torah very much. So it seems like that they already received the reward. And if you're also going to ask them, do you want reward on your limud? They're going to say for sure, no, I'm satisfied from the fact that I learned your Torah, Hashem. Thank you. That's it. It's enough. So now they made a mitzvah, they kept a mitzvah, and they've been rewarded on it by the satisfaction of learning the Torah. So now what? They're not going to have a share to the world to come. So I read that the answer, amazing answer on that, is that the reward for them is going to be based on what did they passed on from the Torah that they learned. Because that they done just only for Hashem Yitbarach in Mesirut Nefesh. If they were distributing the Torah, if they were teaching others, based on that Hashem will give them a reward. Not on what did they learned and achieved for themselves. On that they've been rewarded already. How nice our life are. You say is. How nice is our life. We can talk English without breaking our teeth. And Hashem is so kind to each and every one of us and helping us. And Bazot yadati ki chafatzta bi. How can a person know that Hashem wants him, that Hashem loves him? Ki lo yaria oivi alai. That the enemies, they cannot stop you. They cannot stop you. No one can stop you. Look how much you're achieving. Kudsha b'richu liba baya. Kadosh Baruch Hu wants your heart. And your heart is in your hand. Libo birshuto. You hold your heart in your hand. You have the ability to want whatever you want. No one can stop you from wanting Hashem Yitbarach. To keep uvotid back. To glue yourself in Hashem Yitbarach every day. To Hashem Yitbarach every day, every moment, every hour, every breath, every thought. If someone can stop you from thinking on Hashem, even someone is screaming at you and insulting you, it's an opportunity for you to think about Hashem. Thank you Hashem, thank you Hashem. You can start listening to the message that's behind all of those screamings, all of those rebukes, all of the insultings. When you have the desire to get close to Hashem, that's it. There is nothing that can stop you. Because bederech she'adam rotzeh lelech molichin oto. Because in the path that a person wants to walk, in that path they're going to lead him. And you see here, Rabbeinu is saying, "Shelomdin batzar la'adam." When they're teaching you, when they help you to learn, it's from heaven. The conclusions that you're going to find, the understandings that you're going to find. Look how deep are our thoughts. Think about all of us, not about my classes. Think about yourselves. Think about what's going on with you when you're going to the field to do Itbodedut. How deep you go with Hashem. When you're thinking about the purpose, about life, how deep you think. Talk to other people, you're going to see a lot of people are very shallow, very flat, very low. Not something bad with them, chas shalom. They're simple people, can be very good people. But very shallow, very low, very simple. Okay. He can talk to you for hours on sport and on politics and stuff that... What do you want? Why are you talking about that? What are you trying to say? Where is Hashem? And what are you thinking? Talking politics, talking about the state, Emuna, Israel, Itnachaluyot. Hashem. We just want to sing to Hashem all day long, so deep.
Maybe they're afraid to express what's in their heart, so they talk. They don't want you to know how they really feel.
So from that we're gonna learn how lucky we are that Hashem gave us the courage to deal with with what that we have in our hearts. We're going to be glad and happy. We're not chas shalom judging them and criticizing them. You're right, they have treasures inside of them. We know it for sure. But they don't have the merit from heaven. Hashem haven't opened it yet for them to expose the light of Hashem Yitbarach. And with us, Hashem helped us. This is why, what's the purpose? What's the use of saying all of those words? Only to wake us all up, to go and to help everyone else to find themselves, to believe that God is inside of them also, that they can talk to Hashem, and then they're going to find their treasures, their abilities, their amazing talents that's hidden inside. Because like you say, people are afraid to expose, because they've been hurt so many times when they open their hearts, and they've been insulted, and they've been rebuked, and they've been ashamed, and today they're afraid to talk. You're more than right. And that's our goal, that's our purpose, to go and to teach them, don't be scared. Don't give up. אפילו חרב חדה מונחת על צווארו של האדם, אל יתייאש מן הרחמים. Even if there is a very sharp sword on the throat of the person, he is not allowed to give up from hope, from the mercy of Hashem Yitbarach. He should always count on Hashem Yitbarach, that Hashem Yitbarach is merciful, that Hashem Yitbarach is going to help him. That is something that we need to convince people to try, to give Hashem another chance, to give Hashem another chance, to count on Him again, to go to the field and to cry and to pray and to talk to Hashem like you talk to your best friend. Because Hashem Yitbarach is close, Karov is very close. Like the Shulchan Aruch is saying, when a person stands to pray, immediately Hashem nitzav alav, Hashem is standing above that person. He's with you in your tefillah. And if you pray, so Hashem is surrounding you from all sides. And you become to be the pnimiyut of Hashem. You become to be the will of Hashem Yitbarach. Retzon yire'av ya'aseh. Hashem going to keep your will. Hashem, you become to be the thoughts of Hashem. You become to be the will, the inner will of Hashem. Something so high. And every person can achieve that. And also not only Jews. We're not talking about Jews. We're talking about every human being. We're talking about every person. The Baal Shem Tov's got a story that he went with his students and suddenly they saw a leaf that fell on the ground. The Baal Shem Tov shown to them the mercy of Hashem Yitbarach, to see the amazing private supervision, that leaf that fell was because a certain small worm that was walking on the grass, on the ground, and the sun was heating it too much, and it was screaming to Hashem from her sorrow, that worm. And Hashem took out that leaf, and it fell on top of that worm, and that's it. And she was happy. So you can understand, he just took it up and took it up and let everyone see the worm hiding in the shade. So happy, comfortable. So you see that HaKadosh Baruch Hu shomea tefillah, he hears the prayer. And everyone that's going to call him, Karov Hashem lechol korav, lechol asher yikreu be'emet. To everyone that's going to call him with truth. Everyone that got a point of truth. And Hashem created the world, so if Hashem created the world, so everyone have that point of truth inside of their hearts. All of the creation got a heart. Everything got a heart, everything got a center, everything got a spirit, everything got a soul, everything in the creation. So we're just going and waking up the souls of everyone, and especially by the effort that we're putting in our life to wake up. If you're asleep and you go to wake up can you go to wake up someone if you're asleep? How are you going to wake someone if you're asleep? How? So first of all, you need to wake up yourself. You knock on your door, the door of your heart. Every day the tshuva, you knock and you knock and you knock. When you're going to answer, when you're going to hear someone say from hello, yes, shalom, yes, open. When you're going to let yourself in, so then you can go and start waking up other people. That's our Shahid Bodedut. Every day we're going and talking to Hashem Yitbarach at least for 1 hour. And we're talking to Hashem Yitbarach like we're talking to the best friend ever. Like we talk to the one and only that we can trust completely, fully. That every word that we're going to tell him going to enter into his loving heart. And he's going to answer to us in the way that we need to be answered. Because sometimes you can pray on things that you don't really need them. And Hashem Yitbarach, He knows exactly what you need. So He's going to take your prayers and He's going to give it to you. And He's going to give you what that you need to complete your tikkun, to bring you to achieve the purpose of your life. So when a person is learning in times of stress, in times of judgments, and he is learning Torah, that Torah, shehu b'chinat laila, that is in the aspect of night, she'az shultanuta deketz kol basar, that then there is the power, the control is of that aspect of judgments, of the end of every flesh, means judgments, being criticizing. There are people that are like that all of the time. Critical. All of the time they're critical. On every movement of someone, they're like reporters, all of the time they're thinking bad, interpreting everything according to their angers and to their selfish will, and we need to stay away from that. Like we said yesterday, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu Chayei Olam nata betochenu. He gives inside of us the life of everyone else inside of us. Means you need to let people live inside of you. You need to give them space. Someone wants to drink, let him drink. Someone wants to eat, let him eat. Someone wants to put his head into rest, let him rest. Someone wants to talk, let him talk. Someone wants to ask you, let him ask. You have to let the person be who that he is. You have to let him be. When you do that, when you let someone else into your life, so then you can start create things. Only when HaKadosh Baruch Hu was combining the letters, He was creating. With one letter you cannot create nothing. Only when He add another letter, so then there was a reaction. So when you have someone else inside your life, so now you can create things with him. Ezeu Chacham, who is a wise person? Halomed mikol adam, the one that learns from every person. Umitalmidai yoter mikulam. You're going to think that the rabbi, he is the wisest one, and he's going to teach us all. And the Torah is saying the opposite. Umitalmidai yoter mikulam, that he learns more than everyone else from his students. And from the smallest students of them all, he's going to learn. You're going to learn from the ones that are mamash going to ask this most simple questions and will want to find Hashem, and you're going to, if he's holy, if he is wise, to learn from every person what it means that he listens. The shmi'ah, to learn, it depends in hearing. You need to open your ears, to be ready. Tilt. To tilt your ears. To listen, to be ready to listen. What are they saying to me? What are they talking about? Wow, they have some nice things in mind. I remember me and Obi was talking on a certain thing that Obi came with that idea, and he told me something that went through his mind. I was walking with that thing for weeks, and after it, when we went for a vacation together, we recorded some class, and I opened my mouth and I said what that he told me 2 or 3 weeks before. So what? Is it making him better than me, or me better than him? We live our life together, and sometimes he can come with understandings, and sometimes I can come with understandings, and זה נקרא מפרים אחד את השני. So if you're not Obi, no, I'm the rabbi. I'm going to tell Obi. מה זה שטויות האלה? שטויות. You cannot believe that someone else can teach you. Who are you? Who are you? And if Hashem Yitbarach put you with a certain wife, with your wife in the same house, with certain children, listen. Listen. You think you're wiser than her. You think you know better than her. You think that you have some knowledge that you... Why to be so arrogant and to block yourself from learning? You know how much you can learn from your wife. You know who is your wife. Your wife, she is your neshama. She is your soul. You want to know your soul, you need to know your wife. And until you're going to know, as long as you see that you don't know your wife, you don't know what she wants, that you don't know what she likes, that you don't know what she prefers, that you don't know what makes her angry, what makes her happy, that you don't know, you should know that you don't know yourself. Because Vayu lebasar echad, you become to be one flesh, so you're not aware to yourself. And the Zohar Kadosh is explaining that it's talking about the soul. The body stays separated even after getting married. There's no chibur gufani. There's no physical attachment. Touching each other, it doesn't make them connected. It's all spiritual. Hashem pakad etzara. It's all spiritual. Even in mating, the connection is spiritual. It's not physical. The only thing that is connecting them is the truth and the peace. Ha'emet v'ashalom ehavu. If you have truth and you have peace, means that your intention is to achieve peace, so then ehavu, then you're going to have love between the couple. If you have truth, that you're ready to admit when you're wrong, that's truth. Truth is not when you go and rebuking, like we said yesterday. That's truth that you need to throw down to the ground. A truth that goes and rebukes people, that's not real truth. The truth is that you can admit that you're wrong. It's maybe the lowest truth, but it brings you to the highest place. So that's what you're looking for. It's the truth that brings you to tshuva, and then Hashem come back to live with you. So you have Hashem. So what else? Where you want to be? In a higher place than spending your life with Hashem. David HaMelech, who wished all of his life to be with Hashem, לחזות בנועם Hashem, ולבקר בהיכלות. Only to see the pleasant of Hashem, to enjoy, to be with Hashem, to yearn to Hashem, to glue yourself to Hashem, to sing to Hashem, to think about Hashem, to... Now Hashem is with us. We can breathe. We can live. If Chas Shalom you feel that Hashem left you, now you need to go to look for Hashem. What's going on? Where is Hashem? What's going on? Where are you, Hashem? What's going on? Why are you hiding from me? But if Hashem is with you, you can chill out. That's it. You can be happy. You can be relaxed. That's it. You achieved the purpose, the meaning of life. You have Hashem Yitbarach with you. So when you choose truth, and in every time that you've been rebuked, and do it also wisely. If someone caught you doing something that is very wrong, and if now you're going to admit on that truth, also can be a mistake. Sometimes there are truths that are better not to be said. You need to give your wife the feeling that you love her the most, even if you don't have a heart that is able to feel so much. You need to understand that she's not the one to suffer because you lost your heart in your downs, in your journeys of life. She needs to feel that you have a heart. So don't lie, but at least don't insult her with your worst and horrible condition. So you need to know how to talk, even when you admit on the truth. There are truths that it's better not to say, like we said before. If you see that that truth is going to reject a person, going to hurt a person's feelings, so it's not the truth that we use. Shalom and peace. If you want to have peace, you are never going to argue. My wife told me a few days ago, I wanted to tell her something and I didn't want it to hurt her feelings. So I told her, you know that every time we're fighting. So she said, we're never fighting. So I told her, what do you mean? We have a lot of arguments. So she said, no, we're not. So I told her, what do you mean? Started to laugh, because we do. So she said, I'm screaming at you and you never answer. We're not fighting. It's just me rebuking you and fighting with you, and you always try to help. So if we came to that place, so it's a wonderful place, because you will always going to come back to peace. But if you're arguing and you're answering back and you have something else to say, but you have to stand on that point and to justify yourself and to clean yourself and to show that, but you were right. What are you doing? What's your intention? What's your goal? Tell me why you do that. If it's because really you want to show her that you love her, do it, go for it. But if you want to show that you're right and don't blame me, it means that you don't love the rebuke. It means that you don't want to learn what that Hashem wants to tell you. And you lost that opportunity that you had to learn. You lost that class. You lost that shiur. You lost that opportunity to be rebuked by Hashem, to learn the message that Hashem wanted to give you. So if you have that, Amet, the truth, Vashalom, and the peace, that you always want to compromise, you always want to make people happy, you always want them to succeed, so then you're going to have love between the couple. You're going to have love and appreciation and support and all of the good things. When someone says to me, I don't love my wife, it's the biggest joke in the world. You have only one answer to say to that person. It's because you look on other women. It's because that you caused that thing to yourself, because your wife, she's amazing. I don't need to see her and I don't need to talk to her. If she's Bat Israel, she's amazing. If it's a woman, if it's your wife, if it's the one that Hashem chose for you, if it's your wife that Hashem brought to live with you in the same house, and especially if you have children together, if you had your experience together and how I say chavayot, experiences together. So how can you not appreciate what that you have? Only because you have desires and you want to achieve more things and you want to go back to filthy places that you were there before, or to achieve things that you haven't achieved when you were free to do whatever your contaminated heart was desiring. So do tshuva. If you don't love your wife, it's because you don't have a heart. This is why you don't love your wife. And if you don't have a heart, there's a reason for that. Noef isha chasar lev. Person that have lust for women, he doesn't have a heart, because he gave his heart to a foreign woman, so he lost his heart, and that's it. That one broke his heart, and that one took his heart, and that one took his eyes, and that one gonna take his kidneys, and that's it. And it's a dead person. That one took his brain, that one took his eyes, that one took his heart, that one took his lungs. He couldn't breathe. When he saw her, he couldn't. So he's dead, because he was living. Took his breath away. Rabbeinu is writing that in Likutei Moharan, the second Shema. And it kills the heart. That's it. It kills the heart. And then he doesn't have a heart. And he looks at his wife and he hates her and he's angry at her and she's making him only because Why you're angry? Why a person is angry? Only because he's not receiving what that he wants to receive. That's the only reason that a person is angry. If you know that by that suffering you're going to have $1 million now in an hour, you will suffer, I don't know what, people are going to be ready to cut a finger for $1 million. People are going to do everything for something. Everyone for something else. So why are you suffering? They don't let you sit, they don't let you eat, they don't let you drink, they don't let you rest, they don't let you learn. Wonderful, everything. Why are you angry? If you will know that you achieve Shalom Bayit for that, you're supposed to be happy. But you don't care about Shalom Bayit. You rather to sleep. Shalom Bayit is not in the list of importance. It's not the first thing. So when peace is not the first thing, so everything that is before of that, reject peace to the end. And then a person can lose his wife, and can lose his children, and can lose his house, and can lose his Torah for sure. Asharui belo isha, asharui belo bracha, asharui belo Torah, asharui belo Simcha. If you don't have a wife, and if you're married and you don't have Shalom Bayit, peace in your house, it's like you don't have a house, you don't have a wife. If your wife is not talking to you, not that she is not talking at all, she's just not sharing with you. So you don't have no connection, no energy, no spiritual energy flows between you. So it's like you're separated. If you're not talking, if you're not listening to her, and so it's like two separated people live in the same prison, the same cell. That's not love. That's not peace in the house that brings all of the blessings. כמו שכתוב, like that it's written, קץ שם לחושך, that midah of putting an end to everything, to judge everything, to criticize everything, it's an aspect of darkness. וכתיב ולחושך קרא לילה. And it's written that to the darkness we call night. This is why the person, when he's learning Torah, in time of difficulties, so he's putting an end to the judgments. Thank you very much. Chazak u'baruch.